Every AI response you ever received was packaged before it reached you. So it had a wrapper around it. I opened one. I took a response, a simple warm email, and I looked at it before the packaging was stripped. The email started with "Thank you for your time," but inside the packaging, those words look different. Every quote mark had a slash in front of it. Every line break, meaning every place where the AI had pressed enter to start a new paragraph, was replaced with two characters, a backslash and an N. This is a special combination for a new line. That warm, careful reply the AI had written was still there, every word, but it was wrapped in characters the AI never chose, marks that existed only so the packaging system wouldn't confuse the email's punctuation with its own. This packaging format is illiterate. It doesn't use quote marks for it uses quote marks for its own structure. Now, the email uses quote marks for meaning. And the problem is that the format can't tell the difference between the two. So it marks the emails, quote marks, and so on, like a teacher correcting someone's handwriting. And it goes both ways. When you send a message to the AI, the same thing happens. Your words get marked up before the AI sees them. The AI has to read through every slash and code just to reach the actual words underneath that you wrote, before you can even begin thinking about tone or warmth or about thank you for your time. It's burning effort unpacking the packaging's baggage. Every token spent reading a slash is a token not spent thinking about your question, your problem, your prompt, your request. You're paying for intelligence, and some of it goes to wrapping paper. For that email, a few quotes, a line break or two, the marks are light. Let's be real, it's nothing. You strip them off and never know they were there. That's not the worst part. I wanted to see what happens with something harder. I took a single function, a few lines of code, and embedded it in the same packaging. I counted the marks the packaging added, 117 for this particular example, 117 marks. Every quote in the code needed a slash. Every line break in the code needed another slash. Every slash, another slash. The function was still there, just like the email, buried under 117 characters it never asked for. I embedded the same function in a different kind of packaging, something else. And I counted again, 0. But that's not what most AI systems use today. Most AI systems use the first kind of packaging. And in that packaging, no one can look at the content mid-journey. This is another issue. The moment it starts this journey, it enters the transit, it is sealed. Somewhere between your screen and the AI, you send it, and you trust that when the wrapping comes off on the other side, your content is still intact underneath, right? The deeper in you go, the more complex the content. So if you have to transfer a huge chunk of text, not to mention code, the more wrapping, the more wasted effort, and the more chances that something breaks in transit. And engineers have a name for this. They call it escape hell, actual hell, escape hell. Now, the packaging system that I've been talking about is called JSON. And this isn't a flaw anyone missed. Every engineer who builds AI systems today knows about escape hell, has known about it since day one. You'd think someone would have fixed it by now. JSON was built decades ago for simple short data for the web browser. It was never designed to carry conversations between people and machines. We gave it the hardest job in computing to a format that can carry a quote mark without flinching. Escape hell isn't actually a bug, it's the architecture. And we just accepted it. The wasted intelligence, the sealed content no one can inspect in transit, in this case, 117 characters on a single function. We accepted all of it as the price of using what we had. We didn't fix the limitation, we learned to live with it. But here's the thing. I don't think it has to be this way. Escaping isn't a law of physics, it's a design choice. A format that uses the same characters as the content it carries will always need escaping. A format that doesn't won't. I ask you, don't we need a new format for AI?